Yo, what is up, guys? So we're here to talk about a topic that is very related to the video you guys are seeing in the background. That's Symmetra, Doomfist, One Trick, Lock-In, and Torbjorn. What's going on here? But anyways, I gotta explain some stuff for explanation. So this thing just blew up over on Reddit. It's the topic that a lot of Overwatch players are talking about. Plus, I got a lot of other news. But first thing we're going to talk about is Tim the Tatman explains why he might stop streaming Overwatch. And that all has to do with him just getting Q-sniped, getting a Symmetra one trick. I got to play this video real quick so you guys have some background knowledge. So just go ahead and watch this video and then we'll talk about it.
Want to stream the game where, because I literally get stream sniped every day by a Symmetra one trick. And I try to hide my screen, but they can still have a chance to get in. And they just play Symmetra. I don't want to play that. It's not fun. And I said before, I said it this morning too. I don't play because I'm super good. I just like the game. You know what I'm saying? I like playing the game. I enjoy, you know, Overwatch and when I play together as a team. But dude, like, and you got Effect getting in trouble because he's reporting someone for stream sniping playing Symmetra. I'm not interested. I'm not interested in playing that. If they can learn, if they can like take care of that or something, man, then I'd be more interested in playing it. But until they can figure out what they're gonna do with like an offensive Symmetra one trick, I'm not interested really in streaming it right now.
So there you guys have it. He said he was not interested in streaming, and that has to do, of course, with just getting those Symmetra one tricks on the team. Like I just got one on my team right there. Now, in my case, the guy just swapped off to Torbjorn, but anyways, Blizzard did take action with this, and that's really good. Now, this is definitely a step in the right direction, but there's a lot more problems that also arise from this, and we'll get into that in a second. But to first clarify that this is actually banning the player, not for their hero choice, but rather systematically ruining Overwatch games for thousands of players. Now, dude, I think that Symmetra is totally fine to play in certain scenarios, but an offensive Symmetra, like, it's just very difficult to play, and it almost just feels like a straight-up loss in the game. But anyways, over here it says, by Blizz Griffin over here, it says, we think it's important to note that players like this are extremely rare in Overwatch. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like out of, like, my entire playthrough of the night, I get that in several games where there is one player that is just playing, like, this one hero, and it's just ruining the game for everyone. Now, obviously, if you ban the player, he's going to be like, I wasn't throwing the game, I'm just playing a hero. How come I can't play my hero in every scenario? I feel like they really need some other type of system. A lot of people are like, just have role queue. And at that point, the Symmetra player is never going to get a game because people are going to be like, I don't want to have this player on my team. A lot of people are talking about other solutions to this. Now, as far as is the player throwing, sometimes it's very evident, but sometimes players just don't perform. I mean, sometimes players play Torbjorn and they build a level 1 turret, like Legion over here. The guy that, it was unquestionable that this guy was trying to throw. Like, he was picking the worst heroes at times where we did not need certain heroes. But the question is, if you were to ask the other player that is picking these, you know, off heroes, are they throwing? Of course they're going to be like, no. If it's going to be their account at risk of being banned, of course. But again, there are some people that just try to Q-snipe into other streamers' games just to cause problems. When I played Call of Duty in the ranked competitive section, there was times where people wouldn't necessarily Q-snipe, but they would Q so that they would match up against their friends, and they would just straight up throw the game before their friends. We're talking just jumping off. We're talking very obvious evidence that they would be throwing. Now, with this, apparently now some streamers have a direct contact to provide video evidence that someone is Q-sniping and just trying to throw games. Dude, that is awesome. Okay, now some people are complaining about, oh, well, how come he gets it and I don't? Well, the thing is that sometimes it is a rare case where you get one person that throws a game and, you know, they maybe just had a bad game as that one hero. They weren't intentionally throwing. They are just, you know, just playing one hero at one circumstance. A lot of times, again, it's very evident that someone is trying to do some of these things, but this guy has a really good solution over here, and it really comes down to, truthfully, I would prefer being able to avoid a player. Now, another problem with this is if you were like, yo, I really hate this stream sniper, or like, I just don't want a one trick on my team, you know, you would be able to just right click on that player, just hit avoid player. Now, it'd be really cool if you could prefer the player on opponent's team, like if that was an option. I know they have prefer a player, but it'd be really cool if they're like, yo, if you don't like this player, how about you prefer to have him on the other team and not have him on your team? That would be really good. Obviously, if there's a hacker, you could just avoid player completely. As far as hacking goes, it's not really an issue. Definitely at high levels of Overwatch, a lot of times what will happen is they will make it so the cheater can't actually win, and what happens is they just actually like dodge the game. But anyways, yeah, an avoid player feature would be really cool. However, that one trick that's playing, let's say, like Torb or Symmetra, they're never going to get games. Like, if everyone avoids them, then at that point, would they stop playing Overwatch? Because, you know, that is another problem, because that player, you know, he wants to play as that one hero with probably a optimal comp. Another player had a suggestion of saying that you could just make it so they would only queue into other people that only one-trick other bad heroes, saying that, like, oh, the Symmetra one tricks, they would be queued up with the Torb one tricks, the one tricks that play these other, again, suboptimal heroes that people would argue that it's a throw character, like a Hanzo, a Doomfist, a Sombra. And I feel like some of those players, though, now, it opens up the door to another discussion, though, because if those players, right, if those players that are the Sims, the Torb one tricks only, I'm talking about those people that only play those heroes that really want to win, it sets them up to basically, like, not be able to win. And would that make them think, yo, all these heroes that are here are just, like, bad? Maybe that'll make them say, oh, I want to just, you know, go ahead and play cookie cutter meta. But at the same time, I like innovation in games where people are playing these off weird things and these weird compositions because certain things work. Again, this guy is going from, like, you guys just saw, he went from Symmetra in my game to Mei. He even goes to Doomfist, and then he goes to Widowmaker. He goes to, again, things that he's, like, never played because we were just like, dude, swap up the Symmetra. I mean, it's not working, obviously. This time, we were actually, we were all like, let's go quad tank. And again, he just picked Symmetra. It just doesn't work out. Again, he was kind of the player that was hurting the team. And again, this avoid player feature would be so good for this. Now, another problem with this is, again, I feel like this is still in the steps of the right direction, but you guys can see over here, Brian Clark over here says, Blizzard doesn't care unless Reddit starts a witch hunt, and then he's like, CXQC or Effect. Now, to explain the thing that happened with Effect is he basically was like, dude, I don't want to play against a Symmetra one trick, and he just leaves. And he basically just ruined the game, I guess, or like it stopped the game, and apparently some people were upset about that because other people that didn't get to play the game with him, because they're excited obviously to queue with Effect, except for the person that was a Symmetra one trick, because apparently that person was trying to queue snipe into Effect's game and then play Symmetra, which again, like, people don't want to play those games with those subpar heroes in, again, scenarios where it's set up for them to lose. Now, again, I don't know really a solution that would fix it for the one-trick player. However, I feel like 5 people being happy is better than one person being happy at the end of the day, and that's how a lot of people see it. I think what would be really cool, and let me know, guys, what you think of this idea, is if when you were to queue up into a game, you were able to it's kind of like a role select, right? Except for it's not necessarily a role select where you would just select, I want to play tank. Instead, you would select what heroes you want on your team. Now, you could go, I want to play a comp where everyone is doing 2-2-2, and it would kind of match this up. Now, it wouldn't just be like a 2-2-2 where you would say, like, I want 2 supports, I want 2 tanks, I want 2 DPS. Because that still has another problem, because if they have you know, 2 Symmetras as supports, what happens? What do they do? Because that still creates another problem. And I think that one thing that Overwatch is really good at is if everyone is playing optimal heroes at a good time, the game is really fun. However, again, when you get like these compositions that are really strange with a support where it's like, oh, we have a Zenyatta support and then we have a Symmetra. Like, there's just not enough healing. It's just set up for pretty much a loss. However, if you were able to have a role select where you're like, I want 2 supports, I want to have the supports be Lucio, Zenyatta, or Mercy, or Moira, just to have all these other options. So you would select your roles, you would basically build your own team, but you would select what heroes that you could flex to, as far as, like, you know, if I want to play a tank, and I want another tank on my team, I want the other tank to be like these 4 or 5 different heroes. So basically, it's a role select, but also like a hero select option, so you would basically get almost the perfect team that you want in every single game. However, this is a problem still, because again, that one-trick player, what would they play? You know, what would they be able to go to? And would you lock out those heroes that you didn't want? So basically, if you were to queue into a game and say, I want to have these supports and I want 2 supports in my game, and you would just uncheck Symmetra, you'd be like, I don't want a Symmetra. Basically, I'm down for any of the supports, but just I don't want a Symmetra on my team. Would Symmetra then be locked from the game? So I don't know. I really don't know like a direct solution to fix this. Again, I think the avoid player option is good, but again, that player that's a one trick, they're at a huge disadvantage because everyone's just gonna avoid those one tricks, and then they're never gonna get games. But maybe at that point they'll try to select something else. All right, but the other thing that I want to talk about, which is kind of a cool feature, although I feel like people that might have like, you know, just less optimal PCs, this could cause kind of a problem, especially on console with some of the lag that goes on. But anyways, this was posted over in the Overwatch Twitter for Latin America. And basically, this is coming out very soon. In fact, tomorrow you're going to be able to actually select your skin in mid-game. So that's kind of cool. It's just a small little quality of life thing that I wanted to mention right there and other Overwatch news. But in actual, like, really cool news, another thing happened. Geguri has accepted an offer from a foreign team. Now, this was posted a few days ago over on Reddit. Now, if you don't know who Geguri is, she is an amazing, amazing Zarya player. In fact, she was actually accused of cheating, and she actually streams, and I'll link her stream down below if you guys want to check it out. But she actually did stream with her hand, so people knew it was not actually cheating. A lot of people accused her of cheating. This is her over here. But yeah, she's set to join the Shanghai Dragons, report says. It's not 100% by the way, but this is apparently going to be one of the first female Overwatch League potential players. Now, it might be in Season 2. It might not happen for a while, but again, this is just posted on a few different sites because, oh, she's the first female. And she's very respectable because she's like, I really don't care that, like, you know, I'm going to be potentially on a team because I'm a first female. She's actually like, yo, I'm actually like, good. I want to be on the team because I can actually perform. And she wants to be shown off via her performance. And that's really cool. I think that's mad respect to her, man. You know, it's cool to see, you know, someone else that has that mindset in the game. Not like, oh, I'm going to be the first grill gamer, you know. And by the way, she plays Zarya. Before everyone's like, oh, dude, is she just playing Mercy? No, she's actually a really legit Zarya player. But anyways, lastly over here, I wanted to go ahead and go over this developer update for Year of the Dog. This was just something that was posted. I didn't want to make a video just talking about like a Widowmaker skin because, well, tomorrow the Year of the Dog update is happening, and Widowmaker is getting a new skin, and this is just one of like the early ones that they showed off. There's going to be tons more of skins. I'll probably get you guys some gameplay of the new like Capture the Flag, as well as showcasing off all of the new skins that get added in tomorrow. But anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts on anything that we talked down below in the comment section. I really don't feel like there is a really good solution, but it's cool though that if you are a popular streamer, you could potentially get that ability to directly just show Blizzard, hey, yo, this guy is unquestionably throwing my games. Can you please just ban him? Because again, it's so frustrating to play, and I almost feel like half the time that I'm playing Overwatch, when you get these bad players, it's just like I don't even want to play. I can definitely feel where Tim the Tatman is coming from with him saying, dude, I don't even want to play Overwatch until, like, you know, they fix this. And that actually does definitely directly correlate with you know, Twitch views as far as Overwatch being like on the top you know, game list. So maybe for a popular streamer you'll be able to get that ability to report, but I think that there should be something where everyone can report, and hopefully that will be you know, again, these are steps in the right direction overall. But for the one tricks, I feel bad for them, but at the same time, dude, like, it's frustrating to play with some of you guys. If you're one trick tracer though, by all means, and you're good, dude, I don't mind. But again, some of these Torb, Symmetra, you know, some of these players that don't perform too, okay, that's important, all right? If someone is a god tier Hanzo, I've seen them, all right? They do exist, and they're my games. I don't mind, but it's only when they're playing like suboptimal heroes and they're not just performing well, it causes a problem in the game. Everyone's telling me, yo, swap off, don't do this. But anyways, let me know your thoughts down below. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed the vid. If you did, go ahead and give that like button a slap-a-rino like I just did Diva, and subscribe to the channel for more Overwatch news and discussions.